We are stocked up on fruit, so it looks like I'm gonna have a nectarine this morning. I'll have a banana later. Nectarini, and then I'm gonna make a bagel. And look at that. In the clouds, as usual. Guys, we're gonna do a big breakfast today. I'm gonna do 3 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, and protein pancakes. I'll tell you the macros at the end. Okay, so it's 35 grams of protein. I didn't look at the calories, hold on. And a little over 400 calories. It's also 11/11, so make a wish. I'll share my 11/11 with you. I like to cook my eggs in my bacon juices, so that's what I'm doing. I'm cooking the bacon first, lowering the heat so that it cooks thoroughly. Sometimes I throw these in the microwave, but they taste better on the stove. Guys, sometimes what you wanted isn't available because God had something so much better in mind. Look, it's a smiley face. I was planning on having a bagel for breakfast this morning with 3 eggs. But instead, I have pancakes, protein pancakes, bacon, and 3 eggs. The birds are singing outside. Let's go say hi. They're in that tree. Hi, guys. Hi, pretty birds. Wow, that was beautiful. They're singing so nice. Gotta go flip my eggs, guys. I'll be back. Oh, wow, so pretty. It's singing like a little song. Okay, hopefully I didn't burn my eggs. A little fried, but that'll do. All right, let's serve her. Well, let me put this away first. No cold eggs for us today. Do you hear that bird? Also, I'm gonna use sugar-free syrup. I posted this one time on my Instagram when I had one. Someone messaged me and was like, oh, I feel like sugar-free syrup is sacrilegious. And I was like, bro, chill. It's for the cows. 15 calories per serving. It's like air. I'm not doing it for health purposes. 2 of these for my eggs. Probably only use 1. And she's ready. Let's go outside in the sun. Okay. I came back inside because I'm freezing. As you know, I do not like to be cold. So let's put some hot sauce on these eggs. I feel like my taste buds are changing because I only like 1 hot sauce. And you know what hot sauce that is. Thank you so much, Father God. Did you pray? And it's warm. It's so good. Hey, watch your mouth. I haven't sat down with you to eat breakfast since the apartment. Right? She's on because I prepped her when I was inside. I have this thing on my email set up where it lets me know what inbound mail I have coming in. And I just checked it and it said that the 2 checks that I was expecting are coming in today. So all glory to God. He paid for everything. I love him so much. Okay, so as I told you earlier, we are in the book of Esther. I've highlighted so much, and the thing with me is when I highlight in the Bible, I don't highlight the things that I love, right? I do highlight the things that I love, but I also highlight key things that are happening within the chapter so that when I want an overview and I just want to look at what I'm reading and I want to understand it more in depth, I'm able to go back and look at what happened in that chapter to find things easier. I highlighted so much in Esther, and there's a lot of things that I highlighted in here that I don't like, but there's also a lot of knowledge in here, just like there is in every book, right? In Esther, we see, I don't even know what I want to read you in this book, honestly. Esther was essentially made a queen. Vashti was the original queen, and she betrayed her husband, the king, and so he ended up going to the town and looking at all of the women and being like, oh, let's see which one I like. And so they went through beauty treatments, and he saw Esther and he's like, that's the one. Esther is a Jew, okay? And Mordecai is her cousin. Her cousin raised her because both of her parents passed away when she was very young. Mordecai took the position of her father in her life, a father figure, and he's the one that prepped her and was like, hey, you're gonna go and try and be with this king, all right? And the Jews were really struggling at this point in history. She didn't really come from much of anything. And when the king picked her, he didn't know her ethnicity. He didn't know she was a Jew. And so Mordecai was like, do not tell him that you are Jewish. And she was like, okay. So she listened to him, everything he told her to do. And so she was essentially queen because the king saw her and was like, that is my queen. It says, and now the king was attracted to Esther more than any of the other women, and she won his favor and approval more than any of the other virgins. So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. I'm in chapter 3 now. So I'm going to read a few more chapters and tell you what stands out to me in these next chapters. Remember, ladies, you are a queen, and men, you are a king. But the thing is, if you are not conscious of the queen in you or the king in you, you might be acting as a slave, right? Slavery is a state of mind. It's your mindset. And if you don't wake up to the truth, you can stay in that slavery mindset for the rest of your life. I've known people that have woken up to the truth and have come out of slavery, but they miss their slave lives so much because it's familiar and it's hard to grow out of that mindset, especially if you've been there for a really long time. So it's really easy for you to go back into that slave mindset, right? Essentially the prodigal son, slavery, what's another? A dog that returns to its vomit. Some are harsher than others. It's painting a picture of what it's like to go back to what God rescued you from, right? Those nights you spent crying for God to take you out of the situation that you're in. God will take you out. The thing is I have seen, just like the Israelites, when they made it out of slavery, they were begging to go back because that period of not being in slavery, but also not being at the place that you're praying to be in, right, which is essentially your promised land. Everybody's promised land looks different, but it's what you've been praying to God for, how you want your life to look, right? There's a transition period where like he takes you out of the slavery place and he has you here where he's preparing you for what you're praying for. And a lot of times people here get stuck, right? The Israelites missed out on their promised land because they got stuck in 40 years of the desert that was only supposed to take about 7 days to get to their promised land. It was a very short trip, but their mindsets would not let them get here. Okay, so what we see in the next couple of chapters is, what's his name? Haman. Haman hates Mordecai because Mordecai does not treat him with reverence or respect, right? Haman is one of the king's officials, and every time he comes around, he expects Mordecai to be afraid of him and like to salute him or to bow down to him, and Mordecai never does that. And so it makes him so angry, and he comes up with a plan to murder Mordecai and all of his people, which is essentially Mordecai and all of the Jews. Esther realizes that Mordecai is distressed, and so she sends... what was I saying? Okay, so Mordecai told Esther, you're going to have to tell the king that you're a Jew because we're going to die. And Esther was like, okay, if I die, I die. So normally in this time, you are not supposed to come to the king unless he calls for you. And he hadn't called for Esther in over a month. So she went to him. He was like, whatever you want, ask me. He's like, you want the kingdom? I'll give you the kingdom. I'll give you half of the kingdom. It's all yours. Whatever you petition for, granted. She goes, if I'm truly your favorite, then you'll have a meeting with me and Haman tomorrow. And the king's like, granted, my beautiful, sweet girl princess, whatever you want. And okay, we haven't gotten to the place where Haman confronted, essentially, because he's eventually killed. I know, hardcore. He was about to kill all the Jews, and then he ended up dead. Because that's what happens when you mess with God's people. So don't mess with God's people, or you'll end up dead. Okay? Okay. Like, man, God's people were just relaxing, chilling out. You know, Esther was queen, but Mordecai didn't let that get to his head, right? Like, he loved her, and he just checked up on her all the time, made sure she was okay, made sure she was doing her wifely duties and everything, right? Like, they were good people. And then Haman just was angry because Mordecai wouldn't reverence him. Like, dude, chill. Like, who are you? Respect is earned, not given, right? And people that are worthy of respect are usually respected, right? Unless, like, there's just a disrespectful person that is just disrespectful to everyone. Like, you come across those kinds of people too, right? But, like, these people did not deserve to die. And just because Haman was angry at Mordecai, he wanted to kill all of his people. Like, dude, what are you doing? You reap what you sow. Getting sassy, huh? Yeah, I know. All right, well, that's it for today's Bible lesson. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. Remember, there are steps in this lifetime. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, and sometimes beyond. Here's my lunch. Where are the greens, you may ask? I can't find them. Hi, baby. He's beating up his friend. You want it? Here. What is he doing? Not in the booty. Come on. Have some respect. My goodness, guys. I'm sorry you had to see him like this. I think it's the haircut. Capture this moment. Oh, he's gorgeous. Let me see your pretty eyes. Baby. Snoopy. Oh, he's handsome.